Okay, what's good, people? It's Dan from Coin Servers, back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different topics, particularly the basic attention token. And I was actually just doing some research, and I thought, like, why not just record a video and kind of talk about it as I do my research anyway. And I've been kind of reading a lot about this basic attention token for the last couple of days, and it's probably going to be the next um, micro investment that I'm going to do because I really like the project. Plus, it's something that's already out there as well. So if we just take a look at CoinMarketCap, we'll just take a look at what it's priced at now. Everything's back in the green today, thank God, because my Ethereum, my little stash of Ethereum is getting hammered at the moment, so it's nice to see everything come back up. Bitcoin's on the rise. Bitcoin Cash is doing pretty well, and Litecoin has kind of been maybe one of the best ones in this kind of bloodbath at the moment. But it's good to see everything in the green, and we'll take a look at this basic attention token. And because this is the one I've been kind of reading up about a lot, I've been watching a lot of videos about it. There's a great video with Michael from Box Mining. He interviews the person behind this basic attention token, and I'll leave a link to that in the description because that's one of the kind of areas that I got kind of interested in it. But we'll just take a look at what it's on. So when it launched, it kind of came out, and it came out in June of 2017, around that time last year. And if I have to be honest, it was kind of quiet for a long time. This actual token is stored in the Exodus wallet, and I've kind of just brushed it off. I didn't learn anything about it. It's not till I kind of got involved in the Steemit community and kind of got on DTube. I kind of saw a lot of people talking about this token, and I love seeing projects that actually have something tangible and actually have a product out there as well. So we can see that it's kind of floated around the 20 cents price just before Christmas. Then it kind of dipped, and then it peaked at around 90 cents, and then it plummeted all the way down to, I think it was at 12 cents there the other day. I think it was really low there the other day because I'm really thinking about getting in it right at the minute because I just think it's the perfect time. I think it's kind of hit the floor now, and plus there's a lot of attention with it on the internet as well. So the Reddit community, I kind of really use Reddit for a lot of my resources and research, and I feel that the Reddit community is really embraced this token, plus the Steemit community and DTube community are very keen on it at the moment. You can see that it did kind of plummet at the moment. I don't think this, if you're looking at this to kind of make your millions or buy the Lambo, as the crypto guys on YouTube say, I don't think it's going to be that token. I think it is a good project. I think it might have maybe about 5-time gains, because if it was able to get up to 90 cents, I think it could get up like again. I really do think it could be one of the top cryptocurrencies there, but not nowhere near Bitcoin, nowhere near Ethereum. It could be below anything like that, below Litecoin, below Bitcoin Cash, anything like that, I think. But I do think it has a good idea. I do have questions about it. When I started this YouTube channel, I knew that I didn't know everything. That's why I don't make videos like a lot of the other YouTubers. I don't know everything, so I don't want to come on and think I know everything about a cryptocurrency. But I do want to study it, and I don't want to be afraid to study it and kind of share my analysis with anyone that actually wants to learn with me. And I do think that this token could have a good potential if it hits the ground running, if it continues to get adopted That's the main thing. Will it get media attention because media promotes adoption? Will it get that? That's what my biggest worry about. If you go to any of the fear, uncertainty, doubt media sources for cryptocurrency like CNBC, any or the Metro, any of these kind of top kind of media, mainstream media sources that promote the good and the bad and the ugly with crypto, you'll always hear Ripple in the mix with them, with Bitcoin, Ethereum. You'll always hear them pulling Ripple up. So I always have a big belief in Ripple because of the adoption, not because of just the technology and the people behind it. I just believe that the media keeps pushing it in out there to the public. So a lot of random people that just know about crypto know about Ripple as well. So it's a bit weird. Will this token get the same amount of media coverage? That's my biggest worry. But the fact that they do have a product, which is the Brave browser, which I'll get to in a second, is a huge stepping stone to generate that media attention. If we just take a look at CoinMarketCap, you can see that a lot of the sales for the basic attention token is on Huobi, Binance, Bittrex, and then there's a couple other ones there as well, Gate.io, Livecoin. So there is, and Robinhood is on there as well. So there is a lot of places where you can buy the basic attention token, which is a good sign. I like that, the fact that it's on multiple market sources. We can see that it has followed the trend of the Christmas rush, but it's back down to where it started just before Christmas, which seems to be where everything is at the minute. A lot of people are firm believers in Cardano. It's back to square one again with Cardano, and I have a lot in Cardano myself. So everything seems to be back to square one, which isn't a good thing, but we'll just see where it goes for the rest of 2018. It's still only 3 months has this crazy up and down. What will happen next year, you never know. So we'll just go to the website and take a look. So I've been kind of floating around this website a lot. There is a video there, gives you a brief introduction. I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail and play the video. I don't understand why some YouTubers do that, because it just seems a bit counterintuitive. Basically what the video actually says is that there's a lot of trackers on browsers like Chrome that track with cookies on websites, stuff like that, to help advertisers help advertisers track you and track your buying habits, track basically your attention span on the internet. And these cookies fill up the browsers on both on your computer and on your mobile phone. So the Brave browser, what they've already created, is going to help you prevent that. And basically, by having the Brave browser, you can turn off the tracking if you want. Plus, it's going to be a decentralized ad exchange as well, where the user's attention is sold by the user. So basically, there's a lovely graph actually on their white paper that actually I kind of knew, but I just when I saw it on the graph, I was a bit shocked, if I be honest. And this is the section that I was looking at, and you can see that the growth of the ad revenue, where most of it goes. So a lot of it goes to Google, and a lot of it goes to Facebook, and then everyone else is 1%. So that's kind of a scary figure. You can see how big Google is and how huge Facebook is for the ad revenue online. So there's two big hitters in that whole space. and that's just insane how much they own of the net, really, and how much attention they can get from both viewers and from publishers and advertisers. And that's kind of a scary. I'll get into the white paper a little bit more. But what I do want to say is that obviously with my background in digital marketing, I do a lot of the stuff that I disagree with as well. Because at the end of the day, that's how I promote my stuff online. I use the power editor within Facebook. It is an incredible way of tracking. That's why I disagree with some of the things that they say here on this website. They say that advertisers lack good information that they're paying for, and the targeting is poor. It says this as one of the promotion points of the Brave browser, which is, I disagree with that, because I use Google AdWords, I use the display network and I find them highly effective, but that's only due to the cookies and the retargeting that you can do as well, and plus the information that is stored of the user on the browser or within Facebook as well. So there is plus and negatives. I understand that. There's always going to be advertisements on the internet. There's just no way around it. Yes, people are using ad blockers. I use certain ad blockers, but I turn it off from YouTube because I want the YouTubers to earn a little bit, the very little bit that they actually earn. Sure, there's some people on YouTube that make a bloody fortune, but not all of us make a bloody fortune off the advertisements off YouTube. But I do like leaving it on because of the advertisers that are on there. Some ads on certain sites are malicious, like pop-ups and stuff like that. That's kind of crazy. Don't like that kind of aggressive advertising. I do understand retargeting. I do see the effectiveness of retargeting advertising, where you can go on Amazon and look at a new microphone, and then this microphone follows you all over the internet, and Amazon's algorithm is good enough to figure out how long it should follow you before it should give up, on the retargeting. And I do appreciate that because of my digital marketing background. But I do see that we're continuing to chase our tail. There's no way we're evolving with our marketing. We're always going to be basically like employees to Google or Facebook or anyone that's the bigger hitters in there. And that's my worry as well. Even though I use these tools, I use Facebook, I use YouTube, I use Google, we're always going to be beholden to them. So I'm surprised that there isn't multiple opportunities like this basic attention token out there. So you can download the Brave browser. I already have the Brave browser out here already. We'll just take a look at it 1 second now. You can see I have my other website open. I just kind of wanted to play around with it. To me, this is the biggest worry about the Brave browser. Is it just Mozilla Firefox rebranded? That's my worry about it. It feels very like Firefox, which is kind of weird. I'm not really getting a new experience. I'm getting something that's kind of familiar to me already, except that the cookies and the stuff are not in the background. But you can turn them on if you want. You don't have to leave them off. Plus, there is opportunities within the system. So basically, you have like the user, the advertiser, and the publisher. So the publisher would be, let's say, my blog. On my blog, I publish it, and you guys would be the user, and the guy selling microphones is the advertiser. So it's kind of just strengthening the relationship by creating a decentralized relationship based on the blockchain, on like with smart contracts, on without the use of a third party. So usually you would see Google being here, or Facebook being here, or Bing, or any of these companies, these third party companies being in the middle. But this time, the Brave browser is trying to eliminate the middleman, is trying to make it a decentralized system where advertising can be completely independent without a third party. Whether or not this is going to effectively happen, I don't know. I do like the idea of it. But so basically, the user will be rewarded with BAT tokens, which is an Ethereum ERC20 token, for their attention, and I do like that idea. Plus, the advertiser can highly target a user that actually wants to be paid by that, for that, to see those ads as well. So there is incentive for both of them. Plus, the user can reward the publisher through the browser as well from what they got paid. Plus, the advertiser can pay the publisher as well to put the ads on that site as well. And I just think the idea of it is altruistic. It is kind of, I like the, or more of an ecosystem kind of way for the future. I like the idea of it, but I have to see it work first. Okay, sure, they've got this started. The ball has gotten on up and running. They have the browser already. Does feel like a bit like Mozilla Firefox so far. This is just from me playing around with it so far. So maybe after multiple uses, I might have a different outlook to it. Plus, if we see the uses of the tokens more than just being spoken on, or just hearsay, because a lot of people right now are just buying the tokens just as a speculative kind of idea, and most of the people that will buy the tokens are going to be people that are in the crypto sphere already, not the general public. That's the adoption idea is my biggest worry. But I do think the idea of the browser is a good marketing idea to get all the media sites out there kind of talking about this tool, because there is something there. Whereas a lot of the crypto space, a lot of projects are based on a white paper that might never ever come into fruition. I like some companies that have actually got phase one already launched for people to take a look at, and that goes back to not a podcast, but a video I did on the Get Protocol token, where they found a solution to double spending of, or reselling of tickets for musicians and stuff like that, bands and stuff like that. They were trying to combat touting in the music industry, and the Get Protocol came up with a solution for that, and they have the Get token and the Guts token in there, but that token is already launched and it's already been used, and it's already a product that's already out there. So we'll just take a quick look at what I'm looking at here first, because I'm kind of getting a bit away from what I actually wanted to show you guys. So the challenge with Digital Average is overrun by middlemen, fraud, and trackers. So they kind of bring in the word malware and fraud as well, which to a certain extent on certain kind of crappy websites, plus a lot of CPA kind of advertorial kind of sites you'll probably end up clicking on at some stage, and you might find someone trying to plug some kind of code for Bitcoin. Some silly sites like that tend to kind of spam the crap out of the web. but I don't like the way that Google and Facebook are over dominant in the advertising space as well, because we need competition. Because if Google was a little bit worried about competition, they would continue to make good products. Yes, YouTube is a good product, but with the advancements of sites like Steam and D2, maybe Google needs to continue to have good competition so that YouTube and sites like that, Gmail, all the kind of products that they actually have done really well to create, will continue to be good. Because if Google sees themselves in one space and they don't need to improve on anything, it lacks any the user experience, so the user is going to suffer from that, and that's not a good idea for moving forward. There's no advancement in the technology. So these are some of the challenges that the basic attention token is trying to solve with the Brave browser. So users are abused. 50% of users' mobile data is used for tracking ads, and costing as much as $23 a month. That's pretty expensive. I'm not. They did take these stats from, I think it was some Forbes magazine or something like that. I know that they've said this here somewhere else that these stats came from there. But that seems a bit high because I use my phone and I wouldn't really spend that amount on that. I'd go crazy with it. It's the New York Times. Sorry, it is an actual clickable link. It is an actual clickable link. They say that ads use up to about 5 seconds of mobile data to load. That's true. Maybe even longer than 5 seconds, if I have to be honest. Ads decreased phone battery life as much as 21%. That's debatable. Privacy is lost, but we all know that that isn't news to anybody. Even the average Joe that doesn't really follow the crypto sphere or anything like that, they are familiar with any site that they go on and has the little disclaimer saying the cookies, and they understand what's happening. They understand that this site's going to track you, and the site itself is going to sell that tracking to advertisers, mainly to Google, because they do it within the Google Display Network, and most people are fine with that. I don't think a lot of people care as long as they don't have to pay for it. But I think going forward, I think people will eventually, because I notice that a lot of people get angry with the ads on YouTube, with the intrusive ads on YouTube, and a lot of people are getting angry at the intrusive ads on Facebook, especially with the new video in-stream ads on Facebook are a bit insane. They don't have the little kind of skip the ad button, which is kind of weird. Since that YouTube has it, you might have thought that they might have created something similar like that. But you can also see malware and mall advertisements that can come up. But they have also came up in the crypto sphere with the browser hijacking as well. So the crypto world kind of has to be careful as well, because are the general public going to trust a browser that's related to crypto when all they hear is the FUD on the mainstream media sites about browser hijacking and crypto mining from browsers? Will the I know older people that still use will still use Internet Explorer. I still know people that still use Firefox. They won't change. I know people that are happy to have Bing as their home screen. So can you get people to change their ways is another question. I don't know. I'll definitely start using the Brave browser. Will I use it 100% in my day? Absolutely not, because I still use Google AdWords, I still use Facebook ads, I still use Instagram ads for my own projects that I have online. And yes, I understand that I'm kind of being hypocritical because, but then again, I'm kind of exploring. I knew when I got into this crypto world, I knew I didn't know everything. So I am exploring, I am learning as I go along. So they also say Google and Facebook take up 73% of all ad dollars and 99% of all growth, which is insane figures. I didn't realize it was that big. I knew that they had a lot, but that's just insane if those figures are true. They don't actually click these to a link there, which kind of they should, because this is the outstanding figures. Bots and inflict 7.2 billion in fraud last year. Jesus, that's insane as well. I didn't know that either. Um, a lot of phones are using ad blockers, so is a lot of browsers on general computers as well. Publishers cannot seamlessly monetize value and added services. This is true, and I think it is harder. But then again, some of the solutions that have come up in the crypto world aren't as perfect as they seem. Um, when I first got on the Steam platform, I thought it would be a lot easier than it actually is. No, it's just as difficult to earn money with Steam, the Steemit platform, and DTube, maybe even harder at the minute, because there isn't enough space for everybody on those platforms yet. They need to figure out some kind of way to kind of make it a little bit more I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for, a little bit more fairer to everyone that's starting off as well, because it seems like a lot of the bigger players that have kind of been on Steam or on DTube seem to be kind of doing really well. I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm just saying it from my own experience. I'd still continue to use these services though. So it's got the Brave browser. They've got the basic attention token, and so users will get. So anyone that uses the browser will get actually some tokens. So it's rewarding the user and the publisher, and the advertiser is getting a better experience from the whole system as well. Plus, it's taking more away from traditional advertising. So I think that's the huge factor as well. So it kind of has a nice little graph here. Users rewarded with BAT tokens for their attention. Users' attention is privately monitored on the device in the Brave browsers. Users' private data never leaves their device, so it's their anonymity shield. Publishers receive BAT tokens based on users' attention. Revenue increases as efficiency decreases. So if someone creates crappy content and the user's attention is low, they won't actually be rewarded in any BAT tokens. Advertisers achieve higher ROI, better targeting, and reduce click fraud. So it seems like a good idea. My only question is if this was the idea from the guy who created JavaScript. This is the guy who created the Brave browser, and it's his idea, the whole project, Brendan Eich, and he created the Brave browser. He also invented JavaScript, which is insane. And he also has people from, I think it's just people from Coinbase, people from Facebook, Yahoo. He's got a bunch of different people in the background that work on this project, on this web browser with him at the moment. You can also check that there on Wikipedia, some little piece about it. That's the guy who's in this video up here. I'm not gonna play this video because it's too long. Well, it's only 7 minutes, but I'm not gonna play it. But it just kind of says everything that I'm saying anyway at the minute, or somewhere like that anyway. So it's just talking about measuring attention. It's kind of repeating itself here and there. There is some nice little section here on the FAQ. I kind of like this. So I had some of these kind of questions in my head when I first started looking at it. And so which wallets? my Ether wallet, Ledger Nano S, the hardware wallet. So they are Ethereum. It's based on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's ERC20 tokens. So it's giving you the ideas for the wallets. How do I view my tokens in the wallet? You got your address plus the Exodus wallet, which I use myself, uses that, which where I could store mine. I haven't got these tokens yet. Make sure I say that I haven't got these tokens yet. This is the probably the next altcoin that I'm going to purchase because of my research in it, plus the people I've listened to on YouTube talking about it as well, plus on Reddit a lot, and from a lot of people on the Steemit community as well. There's a lot of people talking about it on Steemit and DTube, if I have to be honest. Definitely check out Michael from Box Mining's interview with Brendan, because that's where I first initially heard about it, I think, or maybe I kind of heard it on DTube and then kind of went to look at my common sources of information, usually Reddit, a couple of different YouTubers, and Michael did a good interview with that. It's an hour long, so maybe you can kind of skip through and skim through what you actually want to hear. It's kind of funny. He's kind of in his car doing the interview, but it's really good. He just kind of tells you his kind of plans for it. I did want to show. We'll just kind of. I did want to show this as well. So there's a little bit more here, a little bit more information here. So Brave adds support for Twitch creators and and another $1 million more. So Brave loads major news sites twice faster than Chrome and Safari on mobile. Brave is 2 times faster than Chrome or on desktop. So CBS News, Huffington Post, Time. You can see all the different, but these sites deliberately put ads on their websites and a lot of ad trackers, and plus they make bank on advertising as well. So I don't think they care that it takes 45 seconds. There's actually tabloid newspapers in the UK online, and they're ridiculous for how much advertising, how long it actually takes to load a page or how to scroll a page. And my internet's pretty good. I've got top-notch fiber, fast fiber broadband here, and my download speed is pretty good. And some of those tabloid newspapers that I look for sports news, like football news here in England, and they're ridiculous how long they take to load, but they deliberately put them on. Some of the top sites like Forbes have an introductory page that has just advertisements before you get to the actual page. So will they support the adoption? Do they actually want BAT tokens? Probably not. I don't think so. So there is questions about this. I do have the question that I would love for you guys to answer if you don't think it. Is this browser just Firefox, a new version of Firefox that kind of has the whole feel of Firefox? But I do like the idea for it now. I will kind of support the project just to see where it goes. Plus, if I can make a little bit of gains on the token as well. I'm not going to buy a whole lot, but I'll buy a little bit of it just to see where the project goes. So this was Dan with Coinservice. I didn't mean to make that video so long, but I hadn't made a video in like a week, so hopefully it makes up for that, guys. And it's legit information, and back on the YouTube train and DTube as well, and I'll probably be on Steemit as well. So this is Dan, Coinservice, and check you out next video, guys. Take care, bye.